Today at the Quick Speed Shop, I'm back on the Model A Doodlebug. I've rolled the Doodlebug back a little bit here, so I got some more room to work. And now I'm going to clean up the oil pan. We're going to slap that on and get this engine button back up. So I think I have some gasket sets down in the pole barn. Let's take a gander down there and see what we find. I bought a whole bunch of Model A nonsense here from a guy, and I think these are engine gaskets here. Yes, they are. Woo! With copper head gaskets. So let's see what we got here. These are small block Chevy valve covers, and this is something else. This is miscellaneous Model A. Oh, just a couple of gaskets left out of this one. What do we got here? Oh, this one feels heavy. Aha! Bam! Brand new gasket set in stock with a Felpro, copper head gasket. That's nice. This is a nice quality unit. Looks like everything else is in here. Oh, it's got the copper water neck gasket too. Nice. We'll take this one. I'm zoomed in for the action. Distributor bodies, distributor drives, Model A distributor parts. Oh, what's this? A rebuilt distributor housing. Some condensers, some points. That's good. I think I have a distributor, complete distributor somewhere. What's this? Oh! Miscellaneous. Model A distributors here. Oh, lordy. Oh boy. Bam! Rebuilt Model A distributor in stock. Yoink. We're taking that. Oh, we got the straps for the spark plugs. Nice. What else we got here? Oh, a timing. Nice, a timing deal for the thing. Coil plate, coil. Brand new distributor top plate. So we're definitely taking this box. Yoink. Model A distributors again. Oh, score! Brand new distributor body. There we go. Nice. I bought all these parts from an antiquer that was getting out of the hobby. They've been down here chilling, and they just came in handy. Awesome. Oh! And a real nice oil return pipe. I'll take that too. So there we go. Bam, parts in stock. What's this? Model A dash panel. Oh, belts. Oh, look at this. This is one of the, there's two of them. This is one of the heat deflectors that goes on the carburetor to keep, let's see. No. Is that what this is? What is this? Yeah, distributor heat shield. It keeps the exhaust heat away from the distributor. Look at that. Got two of them in here. There we go. Model A fan belt. Brand new. We'll take that too. Man, this is like a 4th of July. Awesome. We got a coil wire. Hopefully that's good. All kinds of nonsense down here. Throttles, oil pumps. I've returned! Bam! Got goodies. I think this is a good quality gasket set with all the copper gaskets for everything. We'll pop it open and we'll see what we got here. It's pretty old. Oh, ho, ho. Look at this. It is. It's one of the awesome sets. Whoa, careful. It's one of the good sets. So we got oil pan gaskets. Nice thick. They look like, I wonder if there's a it's got to be a Felpro kit because the head gasket said Felpro. These are timing set, but look at this. Got the copper intake and exhaust manifold gaskets. Copper water net gasket. That's nice. Got the copper head gasket. That's real awesome. Got the copper water neck for the head. Water pump gasket, which I haven't rebuilt the water pump yet. Here's the gasket for the oil valley. We'll need that. And the rest of these for the timing cover and all that, which I haven't taken off. But this is awesome. This is a mint set. A mint set. Excellent. These guys will seal up real nice. They're 2 pieces of copper with gasket material in the center. These are awesome. Bam! I went and put the valve train cover on and painted it. A couple coats. All buttoned up nice. I've been soaking all the bolts in kerosene and sloshing them around because they're all nasty, and that cleaned the bolts up nice. So I got that on. Let's go check out the oil pan. Bam! The oil pan's sitting there. I just painted it. It's got like 3 coats of paint on it. So when that dries, we'll go ahead and we'll put the oil pan back in the block and we'll slam the oil pan on, and then it's time for the head. All right, we had a little stop gap in the action here. I haven't worked on this like in 3 weeks. But I'm back at it. So we're ready to put the pan on. I got my gaskets here. I got some Gasco tack. I'm just going to go ahead. I also replaced the front rope seal here in the front pan, which is a piece of coated rope material with a wire in it. I replaced that. So I'm just going to go ahead and slap some Gasco tack on here. We'll glue down the cork gaskets and let those set up for a minute, and then I'll show you how the oil pan is restrained in the block. And then we'll go ahead and we'll slam the pan on the motor here. I'm going to go and pull the gaskets out of here and we'll lay them onto the pan. This one goes over here, like so. Just going to let this set up a little bit. And I'm going to get a little black RTV and put over here where the seal comes together. Just to kind of help seal that together more. This will just help hold the gasket in place and do a little bit of sealing action while it's at it. These little tabs back here, I'm going to cut these little tabs off too because I'm going to there's a cork gasket that's in the rear main. I'll show you. I'm just going to cut those off because I'm going to throw a little dab of RTV in the corners too. And I'm going to put a little RTV over here where this rope seal comes together. I think I'm going to use side cutters and just cut it with some side cutter action. Lift these off here. The Gasco tack is intact. Got some ultra black RTV. I'm just going to put a little bit here. There just to seal that up. So under here you can see the block. I've got the oil pan or the oil pump back on. It seals up the block here, and I've used a bolt. There's a set of screw hole here for fine thread 3/8 bolt. I've used that to restrain the oil pump until I put the pan on, and then the pump has a little screw to block this hole, and it has a spring which locates it in the oil pan. And I've got RTV is going to mate up to this front timing seal, which I'm not going to change right now because I'm not taking the timing cover off. So the RTV will seal this here. And in the back, you can see on the rear main, got this cork gasket I put in. I'm just going to put a dab of RTV in the corners of this and this on both sides. And the pan should be ready to throw up on here. Alright, let's see if we can wrestle this thing up on here. It's a kind of a tight fit with the oil pan and everything. I mean the oil pump. And the windage tray and all that. Just got to kind of feel it around and work it. There it goes. Aha! There we go. If you get a couple started, it's not too bad. All these seals are just tight. Here we go. Ow. Don't smash your head on all the random steel that's hanging down under here. There's the gasket. Look, gotta suck the gasket in just a little bit. Right there. Right there. Get a bolt in here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put all the rest of the bolts in, and I'm going to snug them all up, and then I'll go back topside. Alright, here we are. We're ready to put the cylinder head on. I've got my Model A Ford Mechanic's Handbook Volume 1 here by Les Andrews. This is a handy book for getting stuff. I'm in section 1. I got my layout for my cylinder head gasket. So we're ready to go. I've cleaned up the nuts, I cleaned up the studs. One thing I haven't done is got out the tool yet. Hold on. What I got here is a copper Felpro head gasket. I've got some copper gasket spray. I'm going to spray both surfaces, the block and the head, and then set the gasket on here. This is a nice quality gasket. So I'm just going to come in here and fog it on. I always use this stuff when I'm doing head gaskets, just a little extra assurance that we get a good seal. I'm just going to spray it everywhere where the head gasket's going to seal. There we go. A little bit of overspray here. I'll wipe that off right quick. So I've gone and I've coated my head, I've coated the head surface. I'm going to take my gasket, just set it on here, and I look for top. I don't see any markings besides the Felpro, so I'm going to assume that that goes up. And I've got these depression rings here, which I think go down, because I can see the marks where the old ones were. So I'm just going to slide the head gasket down onto the block, over the studs like that, get the distributor drive through it. Bam, done. That's on there. I'm going to take the spray, I'm going to hit the head. I'm over here spraying the head. You can't see me, but trust me, I'm doing it. Alright, here's the copper sprayed onto the head. I'm just going to let this sit for a minute and kind of tack up a little bit. Basically, what I'm going to do is go ahead and flop the head on here and start putting the bolts down. I've set the engine to top dead center. I haven't used the timing pin yet, which is here, but I will do that in a little bit. But I think now is time to set the head on. Let me get the Instagram photo and then we'll put it on. Bam. I degrease this a little bit. Now the water pump I'm leaving all nasty. I'm not rebuilding it for now because the engine had a lot of scale in the coolant passage. I just want to hook up some tubes and run the water through it and try to get some of the scale out before I hook the radiator up and before I rebuild the water pump. So that's why it's just on there right now. So I'm going to clean these threads off and these bolts. Got some carbon on them. Going through the head, they got a little bit of schmutz on them here. Just going to go ahead and run all the nuts down real fast by hand, or hand tight. Then we'll do the torquing sequence. Here's water neck. Now, Model A's have two different size water necks, 5-inch tall and 6-inch tall. 2829 used the 5-inch water neck, and 3031 used the 6-inch water neck. Now, the engine that was in this Doodlebug was a 29 engine, and the engine that was in the parts truck, the engine that came out of the parts truck was a 31 engine, but So the engine, this block is a 31 block, but the water neck was completely rusted real nasty on the inside from the mouse nest. So I'm going to put this 2829 water neck, which was on the engine that came in this thing, on here for now. But when I go to hook up the radiator, I'm going to have to find a clean 3031 water neck, which is 6 inches tall, and swap it out for this one that's 5. But in the meantime, I'm going to slap this on here and with a copper gasket. Now there's a trick in the book called the matchbook trick, or the match trick, where you put a paper matchstick under the edge of the water neck on each side, so when it torques down it doesn't crack the flange. And I gotta look and see if I have any papered matches. But I want to do that, or maybe I'll make them out of a real small piece of cardboard. That'd be the same thing, just so these don't chip. You put them on the outside where the water doesn't leak here. So I'm going to look for something for that. I'll be right back. I found a matchbook with some vintage matches in it. So I'm just going to take these here. I'll show you what I'm doing. Let's use the power of Zoom. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take these paper matches and just stick them under the very edge of this, like so. And like so. And torque this down with the matches in it. And then cut them off when you're done. And this is supposed to keep the edge of the casting from snapping off, which apparently can happen. So they'll just get pinched down like this in the gasket. They won't cause anything to leak, but they'll keep the apparently keep the keep the casting from cracking. Then we'll just trim these off later when we're done. So now that I got the head hand tight, the head nuts hand tight, I'm going to take my torque wrench. I got a torque spec. We're going to go do 35 foot-pounds, 45 foot-pounds, and 55 foot-pounds in 3 cycles and torque this head down. This guy here. There we go. Number 3. Alright, there's one round. I'm going to go up to 45 on my torque wrench here. And I'm going to do it again, and then do it to 55. Bam! Or bam, there we go! The head is all torqued and everything's all set. So the other thing I'm going to do tonight, because it's getting late, is I'm going to finish cleaning this head up. Get the rest of the grease off it and then lacquer thin it real good. And then I'm going to scuff up the oil pan in here where the bolts attach and all that, where there's no paint on yet. And I'm going to rattle can this all green so tomorrow will be nice and dry, and I can continue my assembly process. So after the paint dries, the next thing I got to do, the next installment, will be putting the manifolds, cleaning the manifolds up and putting those on, put the oil return pipe on, get the carburetor on, and then I'm going to paint the cowl, mount that back on the chassis, and it'll be ready to wire and fire this motor up hopefully very soon. So in the meantime, if you want to go ahead and subscribe, I'm going to put a circle right, where am I going to put it? Right there on the fan, hit it, bink, right there. I put out new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, so there's always something to look forward to, especially like another exciting episode of the Ford AA Doodlebug here. But like, share, subscribe with your friends, and always, as always, we'll see you again at the Quick Speed Shop.